welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about Amazon as a full-time business. Do you have a full-time business you're happy with? Is it something that you enjoy going to on a daily basis? A lot of people have jobs. A lot of people have to go to work, but they're looking for that extra income and what have you. Well, I've been doing this for 13 years, selling on Amazon. I sold on eBay before that for over 10 years with that, and I can honestly say that Amazon is my full-time business. I kind of treat it as my full-time business, and so with that, it's very encouraging that every single month sales tend to pick up for a lot of my members. I'm getting a lot of feedback, a lot of members that are telling me they're making quite a bit more money now, and so I'm really thrilled about that. I just happened to, as a matter of fact, I just got paid on Wednesday, and so. It was pretty decent. It was a really decent 2 weeks. And for those of you that are just selling on Amazon or going to start on Amazon, Amazon deposits money into your checking account, and basically they go out there and do that every 2 weeks. So what happens is any type of expenses or what have you, what they'll go ahead and do is they'll go ahead and take all that money out and then send you basically what's left over. So if they're charging you for fees and they're charging you for all that, all that comes out. So if you're paying, for example, for a professional account, then they're going to take out that $39.95. You really don't notice that. I always highly suggest people to get the professional account because that gets you right in front of a lot of their Prime members, and so it's always good. And then they go out there and they take a lot of fees out. If you're sending products into Amazon's FBA program, they're going to take their fees out, and then you get what's left over. So, but there are members out here that are thrilled. They're really thrilled because, as I said, in June, things start to pick up, and that's probably one of the most busiest times for Amazon and what have you. So you have June and you have July, which is going to get even busier. And then you have August, where it kind of tapers down just a little bit for most people. There are a lot of people out here selling on Amazon, making quite a bit of money, and there's a lot of people that are not making money selling on Amazon because they don't know what they're doing or they don't know what to sell. And that is the biggest question that I get. What sells on Amazon? Everything sells on Amazon. I sell a lot of products, and so you get a lot of misconception from a lot of people, saying, "Oh, buy this, get this, and get that," and then they go and they invest $20,000, $30,000 on a product that a guru went ahead and suggested, and what have you, and it just turns out a really bad experience. For me, like myself, I like to show, if I say, hey, I'm making this amount of money or I'm doing this, I don't have a problem showing that because the proof is in the pudding, And so a lot of my members, this is why they sign up for my courses, and this is why they go out there and watch my videos, is because I make money and I make them money, and it's just a matter of time. And you think of it as this is not a sprint. This is just basically you are your sales are gradually going to come up, and your sales are going to improve, and especially if you're selling products that people want and people are looking for. It's funny because I get on Amazon and I order products every other day, just about. Whether it's my material, whether whether it's anything else. I'm just I'm out and I'm buying products or buying anything else such as material, things that I need, you know, for my shipping or a new camera or what have you, new microphone, who knows? Um, but I'm always, that's the first place that I go to. I don't like to go out to the stores, stand in line, and go out and buy products. I would rather go online, which a lot of people are doing now, more so than ever, because of everything that's been going on. Um, so, you know, I'm gonna say hi to everybody, and you know, I'm gonna get to that. But I just want you guys to understand that if you get into this business, you really, really have to take it seriously. You really do. And if you take it seriously, you go out there and you start selling the right products and you start learning from the best and you start going out there and taking the good advice, you're going to succeed in this business. I don't know how many people can't even set up their account. They really can't. You know, they're setting them up with gift cards, and all of a sudden they're getting shut down, doing everything wrong, which they should not be doing. And like I said, I've been doing this for close to 13 years now. So for me, it's fairly easy. And sometimes I forget that, you know, especially when I'm talking to a new student or I'm talking to them and say, hey, you know, um, it's how much do you want to make selling on Amazon? And that's the first question I ask. Is the reason why I ask that is because um, I want to see how realistic you are, how realistic you want to be. I'm not looking for answers as I want to make $20,000 in, you know, in the first 2 weeks. It's not going to happen. That's Amazon does not work that way. Amazon basically will go and give you a small piece of the pie, and then gradually you will start making money. And then if they trust you as a seller, you do everything correctly, then they're just going to give you more sales, more sales, and more sales. Remember, Amazon, it's their platform, and they have full control of who sees your product. And that's the thing is, you know, they can put you out in front of, you know, 12,000 people one day, and the next day they can put you out in front of 3,000. It's totally up to them. So there's people out there that will go out and they advertise on Facebook or Instagram, and they advertise it on the outside, and Amazon doesn't care for that because they're not making money. Well, you know, I always felt that, you know, a lot of these gurus out here that are trying to teach people how to make money selling on Amazon, they're sending them to Facebook, or they're sending them to Instagram, or they're sending them to you know, Shopify or any other platform where they, you know, put the link in there and they click on the link and all of a sudden there's a sale. Well, that's all fine and dandy. It works, but it doesn't work to the expectations that you're going to make $10,000 a month, you know, selling on Amazon, or $5,000 a month selling on Amazon. So, as a matter of fact, you know, here's I want to show you something here. I'm going to see if I can get into it. I'm going to actually show you what I took home Wednesday. I'm going to show you what my check was, and so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here real quick, and so we'll go ahead and see if we can see that. Let me see here. Zoom in. All right. So on 6/18, I made $19,076. That's what went into my checking account, and so and I will refresh this. I just don't want people to kind of, well, this actually went to it went to my my Gmail, but I don't want to show my Gmail out to everybody. But this is how it comes. Basically, it says your payment is on the way, and you get that every 2 weeks. So Every 2 weeks, you get that, and this is for 2 weeks, $19,000 in 2 weeks. So, with that being said, you know, there's a lot of members that I do have, and they are making quite a bit of money. And it's just I get the emails and I get the text messages and saying, "Hey, thank you very much." And there are some out there that are still going at it, still trying to get uh, what they actually are trying to shoot for. And I always tell people you're going to have to be realistic with yourself. You're going to have to go out there and figure out how many hours that you're going to dedicate to this Amazon business. Now, um, with $19,000 in 2 weeks, I did everything. I think it was 98% of it was merchant fulfilled. So that means that I was filling the product myself. I was extremely busy going out there. I had 150 to 200 orders a day, literally going out there and just getting all this ready, getting it out to the post office. And so this is I consider my full-time job. This is Amazon is my beneficiary, pretty much. You know, it's I can depend on Amazon as my retirement because Amazon's not going anywhere. If I screw up, then I screw up. That's on me. But Amazon's not going anywhere. They're getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. So sales are always going to be there. And I always say, look, you're going to ride that ride until that ship ends, until that sale is done, and you continue to go on and continue to go on. And then you might find somebody else or find something else. I cannot tell you how many people call me and they're like, hey, I got this business that you can make, $5,000 a month, or you can make $20,000 a month. That's all bullshit. That's all crazy. Okay. um, and there are people that, in order to make $5,000 or $10,000 a month, they're out there giving up this uh, tons of money just to get their program, just to go out there and um, try to get what they're selling. And it's usually anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000. And for me, I've never um, gone to a seminar for Amazon in a hotel room where they say, hey, come on in and what have you. But I do hear the horror stories. I do hear a lot of people who've gone to some of these seminars, and they go out there and say, hey, $1,000 to start, you can get this, and oh, by the way, we have products, and then we can go out there and point you into this person who's selling all these products, and this guy's making $30,000-$40,000 a month. Well, if he's doing that and you feel like you need to go with that person, do yourself a favor and ask them to show you something where you are making that type of money. I don't have a problem going out there and showing people, just like I did, $19,000 and almost $20,000 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So you do the math on that, and you can figure out how much I make every single year. It's quite a bit with that, and with my TechDaddyVideos platform, and my affiliate programs. I make quite a bit more money, and so my tax accountant, he loves me. He sits there and he does my taxes, and that's another thing too. Is I try to do my all my taxes, try to get all that information into them every 3 months, and if I can do that, it's just simpler for me to do that instead of doing it at the end of the year of what Amazon is actually reporting. And you can go into your reports and actually get all that information, and it tells you and it itemizes everything on there, whether your expenses or what have you. Now, I'm going to have a few people that are going to sit there and say, well, you made, $19,000 in 2 weeks. How much did it cost you to you know, for your products and stuff like that. I honestly, um, I am that good to where I can get products that are probably less than $2,500 to $3,000 and make that type of money. Very simple. So I'm looking anywhere from 150% to 200% on some of the profits here that I make just on my products itself. And I always try to make sure that they're on the number one page, you know, with optimizing my listings and going out there and doing pay per click and what have you. Now, here's the beauty: is there's a lot of people that are in my course right now that are not even using pay per click because their organic sales are crazy right now. There's just a lot of people staying home and a lot of people ordering products, so they're not using the pay per click as much. There are some out there that do use it and what have you. So um, you know, it's just it just depends on the seller. It depends on who's out there selling it and what product they are pushing out there. I'm going to get to some of your questions here. So Zoe Rizzi says, Henry on a Saturday night? Yes. And the reason why I am making this video on a Saturday night is because I have a lot of orders that come in over the weekend. So I am working on Saturday, and guess what? I'm working on Father's Day tomorrow because I could already see it. My sales have been just popping in every 3 to 4 minutes, and it's just crazy. And if I don't keep up with it, then it's just going to get I'm going to get further behind. So I will be on Monday night, 6 p.m. There's a lot of things that are happening with me right now. So I'm trying to do quite a bit of stuff, and I figured, you know what, I will get on Saturday night because I wanted to talk about this. You know, I want to talk about dream or dreamer. Which one are you? You know, you live in the dream, or are you going to be that dreamer? You know, and so that is very important because there's a lot of people out there that they talk themselves out of these situations. They're like, they'll get on YouTube, they will watch one person, they'll watch another person's flashing their cars, another person's flashing their houses, another person's in Bali or Fiji, or you know, and they're talking about their Amazon business, and then you go to their website, and then all of a sudden they want $10,000 for you to coach them, you know, and it's some crazy ridiculous thing. And you know, so I don't believe in that. I just feel like, you know, I like to give back, and I like to give out as much information as possible. That's why I have my Amazon Q&A on Monday night. Another sale just came in. You know, on Monday nights at 6 p.m. And so if you're not following my channel, you know, follow me on here on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Does let you know that I do come on. I am never on a Saturday night, never. But I have lots and lots of orders that are coming in, and it's crazy, really, really crazy how many orders are coming in. And so these these all are orders from today. It's just ridiculous. And these are double-sided, you know. And so trying to keep up, trying to get caught up, and what have you. It's just something that you can ask Steve or anybody else, and you know, that's a member, that when you wake up in the morning and you have lots of orders, it really encourages you to do more, to get out there and just pump them out, order more, and make sure that you have you know, products. And the reason why I did this video here was because there I hear it. I'm hearing it all the time where people are calling and they're asking the same questions. And one of the questions that I get from a lot of people is, can you still make money on Amazon? And I just shake my head sometimes. I really do. I shake my head because I'm like, I could flash the cash. I could show you my check, what was deposited into my account for the last 2 weeks, and people still don't get it. They don't. They don't understand. But the people that are members are the ones that are saying, damn, I should have done this a year ago, because now they're getting checks. And look, if you can make an additional $2,000, just say $2,000 every 2 weeks, would that help you out? Would that encourage you to work a little less at your full-time job that you hate going to, and doing Amazon as a part-time business? And when I say part-time business, it can be a part-time business. I make this my full-time business. I still have something else that I do, but I enjoy getting up in the morning. I enjoy printing out all my orders, and I enjoy taking that down to the post office. And I literally will have this done. If I start at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm done by 10. The rest of the day, I have to myself. All the orders that come in between, I'll get them either that night or maybe even the next day. Who knows? It's just how I feel. If I want to go out to the beach and enjoy myself or go anywhere else during the day, I can. And here's the beauty is I don't even have to do it that day. I can do it. I can wait for all these orders and get them done, maybe the following day. Totally up to me. And so obviously I tell people, look, the quicker you can get the product out, the better it is, because you get better feedbacks, you get better reviews when you do that. But you have options, and that's the beauty is you have tons and tons of options where you can go out there and say, I want to work 4 hours a day, I want to work 2 hours a day, or I want to work 10 hours a day. It's totally up to you. I mean, I constantly am doing Tech Daddy videos. I'm doing my Amazon business. I'm talking to people in between time, and I can get people calling me at 5 o'clock in the morning, literally calling me. They could be on the other side of the other side of the world. They can be excuse me. They can be, in the United Kingdom or something, or Japan or China, Australia, and they're calling me, and it could be a 12-hour difference, and what have you, and I will pick up that phone and I will talk to them, because I know that they have interest and there is interest. And like I said, most people talk themselves out of a good situation, and as for me, I can sit there and say, wow, well, what else can I possibly say or do to convince somebody this is the business they need to get into? Forget about all these fly by night companies. Yeah, companies that are going out there. And I think there was one that is on the top of my mind was gold, and other types of currency, and stuff. And how did that work out? And that was about a year ago. And so, you sit there and you go, wow, you know, um, this a year ago, I was almost over a $500,000. So this year is even better. And so, I'm going to sit there and say thank you, but no thanks, because I already know where my bread and butter is. This is why I do come on YouTube and talk about Amazon all the time and give you guys, free information, because it really, really works. All right. So I just want to say hi to a few people here. It looks like Richard Gamble says, hi, Henry. What works best for you on Amazon? RA, retail arbitrage, Um, private label or wholesale? Thank you. Well, Richard, you are obviously new to my channel. I started out wholesaling and retail arbitrage and um, all these other small drop shipping and stuff like that. It just depends. You're gonna make money off of it, but you're not gonna make a whole lot of money because it is what it is. Retail arbitrage. You're buying it at a higher price, and you're going out there and you're selling it at just very little to make peanuts. I've been doing wholesale. 13 years ago, I was doing wholesale. Sold my business. Um, and sold on Amazon. And now I do private label. Private label is going to make you quite a bit of money if you go out there and you pick the right product. But welcome to the channel, Richard. Glad you're here, and so forth. On your what? Yeah, Trump's on tonight. Oh wow. Am I missing anything? Honestly, I can watch it on the replay, I'm sure. Mango Closet says nice. Yes, very nice. Peter Moreno, welcome, Peter. Mango's Closet says, which label printer do you have? I have the Brother. I have the Brother label printer. It is, matter of fact, it is the HL 2350, Brother HL 2350. I do buy ink that's really cheap on Amazon, and I use that. It's a inkjet printer, and it just tends to last a lot longer. So yeah, that's what I have. Actually, I have 3 of them. In case one breaks down, I have another one, and then I use one for travel. All right, Richard says, are you an FBA seller or merchant fulfilled seller? I am both. When I teach my courses, there are a few things that I teach. Look, it just depends on you, Richard. If you are a person that has a full-time job, can't sit there and fulfill these orders, it is best for you to send the products into Amazon's FBA program. I did a video on this a couple of weeks ago where I talk about the difference between the fees on FBA and the fees on merchant fulfilled, and people kind of make their decision, figure out what they want to do. Now, if you want Amazon to go out there and do everything for you, your customer service, your returns, everything else, you send that product into Amazon's FBA program. If you want to have a little bit more money in your pocket, you are going to do it yourself with merchant fulfilled. And I told you earlier on this video that these last 2 weeks I have done 95% of my stuff is merchant fulfilled. I cannot keep them on the shelf, period. I literally, when I put a listing up, it is sold within minutes or even hours. I can't. I'm not telling you the honest to God truth that I could put 20 units on, and by the end of the day, they're gone. And then I have to go out there and just check my inventory and make sure I have enough inventory. So if you go and you send products into Amazon's FBA program, well, obviously if you get it from your supplier, you check it, you make sure it's all good. By the time you get it to UPS and have UPS send it in, you're looking 3 to 5 days. And about the time that Amazon goes out there and spreads out throughout all their warehouses and everything else like that, it becomes available in an additional 5 to 7 days. And sometimes it will sit even longer. So you're missing sales on that. So if you can do merchant fulfilled, why not? You should be doing that. Andy, what's up there, Andy? Andy says, hi, Henry. How important is it to rank on the first page? It's not. It's not important. I mean, here's the thing is, let me kind of explain how Amazon works. Yes, it would be nice to have um, your products on the first page, on the first through 20 or 25, whatever the first page, or how many show on the first page. Usually it's 20. So if you have a BSR bestseller rank of 19, you're on the first page. If you have a BSR seller rank of 1050, then that means that you're on maybe on page 45, and people are not going to see your product. It's not important if you are doing pay-per-click. If you're doing pay-per-click, you automatically get on the first page, but you're paying for it. So what you want to do is you want to pay for your products through pay-per-click. And I do have a 10-cent automatic campaign that I started. And that 10-cent automatic campaign, I spent a total of $900, and I made $20,000 in sales from that 10-cent automatic campaign. That's also on my YouTube video. Check that one out. And then, but to kind of go and say, well, you know, I want to be ranked number one, it's very hard. You have to have great keywords, okay? You have to have an optimized listing. You have to make sure your listing is so optimized that people are going to be able to find your products. And this is why I teach you this in my course. I teach you what keywords to put in there, how to find them, where to look for them, and then also how to optimize your listing, how to do pay-per-click campaigns, whether you're doing manual or you're doing automatic, how long you're doing it for, and what keywords to go after, how to get rid of negative keywords. There's a lot of stuff involved. You got to have great bullet points. You got to have a title that is going to capture somebody's attention. You have to have a strong call to action. So when somebody reads your listing, the last thing that they see is, you know, buy yours now or something like that, to where they're going to click on that button and they're going to purchase. And I always talk about this on a lot of my other videos. And Andy, I don't know if you're here new or anything else like that, but I always tell people, when you advertise and you think about advertising, people go to Facebook to socialize. People go to Instagram to look at pictures. People go to Amazon to buy. Okay, so you figure out where you want to advertise and do your pay-per-click. I do 100% of my pay-per-click Amazon. That's it. I don't go outside of that. And when they see that you are spending $100 a day or $200 a day on pay-per-click, well, they're going to give you a lot of love, and they're going to put you in front of their Prime members. All right, thanks a lot for that. Great question. James says, you can make money on the second page, but the first is better. Yes, you can. And let me kind of expand on that. There are listings that, for example, I have, out of 32 products, I have 16 that are on the first page. And they're on the first page because of organic listings, because basically they're running on their own now. But there are what we call subcategories. There's categories. So if we're looking at categories, the main category could be cell phones, but the subcategory could be maybe battery chargers. And then the subcategory could be batteries. Who knows? Now, you can rank number one on subcategories and get just as much sales, and that's what most people do on Amazon. They're not ranking number one for cellular phones. They're ranking number one for cell phone batteries, or cell phone holders, or cell phone accessories. So they're not ranking number one on that. They could be ranked 23,000 under the main category, but the subcategories, they could be ranked number 4 or number 2. So you have to be really, uh, and that's where the keywords come in, because you could have a keyword like cell phone, but then you can have another keyword on there as black cell phone charger, or Samsung Galaxy 10 charger, and if you had those keywords, not so much cell phone that it's looking for, but it's looking for Samsung or Galaxy or 10 or charger. Those are going to be in your subcategories, and those are going to be keywords that you should have in your listing where it picks that up. And thanks for that, James. We really appreciate that. James says, I have made money on the second page. You can make money on the second page. You can make money on the third page. It just depends how far somebody goes to do a search on that listing. So I like to go to bestsellers. I like to go into a category, and I'll go into the subcategory, and I do a little bit more research just to find the cheapest deal. And sometimes I do that and find it, and it just becomes easier for me. And that's what a lot of people will do. People will buy from Amazon for many things. They're going to buy for deals. They're going to buy for discounts. They're going to buy for the cheapest price. They're going to buy for buy one get one free. They're going to buy for anything else. I mean, that they're looking for. They're going to buy for quality. They're gonna buy because of somebody's reputation as a seller. They're gonna buy because of the reviews on that product. Maybe you have 5 stars, and your competitor, which is cheaper, has 2 stars, and they're gonna read their listing, and they're gonna read their reviews, and they're going to read their feedback of what type of seller you are. A lot of that comes into play, and that's where a lot of Amazon buyers, could say, hey, you know what? I buy nothing but the best, and that's just me. I go out and I will buy nothing but the best. I don't care what it is. If I'm looking at, say, for example, a camera, and I want a good vlogging camera, well, there's some for $500 that are really, really good. But then there's some for $3,000 that do exactly what I want it to do. And I'm going to spend $3,000 on a camera because it does exactly what I want it to do. I mean, look at the picture quality on this camera right here. This is a $1,500 camera, and I'm still not satisfied with it. I still want something better. So I'm willing to spend $3,000, $4,000 for a nicer camera, and so I know if I do that, I'm going to have to buy new lenses if it's a different, if I'm looking at a Sony as opposed to a Canon, or something else like that. So I'm, there's me. Like I said, I just buy nothing but the best, and that's just who I've been and what I do. There's some people out there that will look for the cheapest product that they can find. Oh, they're looking for the cheapest monitor just so they can see what they're doing, or something. And then there's, monitors that camera monitors that will sit there, and they range anywhere from $100 to $300. And there's some people that just won't spend that type of money because they say, well, monitor is monitor, period. And they'll go out there and spend $100 as opposed to $300. So, all right, great questions. Richard says, thank you. Yeah, no problem. And thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching me today. This was just a quick video. What I wanted to do today, I was getting on YouTube tonight just because I'm here at home. I have orders to fill. Wanted to let you guys know that this Amazon business is something that you definitely should be looking at. I'm not trying to sit there. I mean, you guys can do your homework and watch other people here on YouTube and so forth. And if they're there, they're going to try to sell you something. Great. But do your homework. Take a look at if this is something that you are interested in. It's a great second income. It's always been a great income for me and for my members. I have well over 2,000 members that have signed up on my TechDaddyVideos.com. You can go to the product page there, take a look at what I have to offer if you want. It's totally up to you. You know, you can leave a comment. Let me know what your second business is, if it's going to make you money. Let me know if you are selling on Amazon. Let me know if you're thinking about selling on Amazon. Just put it in the comments below, and you know, I'll go ahead and I'll respond to those. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, M Worker. You guys have a good one. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta go out and go out to dinner, and then I got some orders to fill and so forth. So I appreciate that. I will be on Monday night, my regular time at 6 p.m. Pacific, doing my Amazon Q&A. Tomorrow I'm going to give it a break. It is Father's Day, and happy Father's Day for everybody out there. All you fathers out there, you guys have a good one, a safe one, and everybody else for that matter. We will see you guys on the next video, and thank you guys for your comments. Thank you guys for your thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Maybe we'll catch you guys on Monday night and at 6 o'clock. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Peace. See ya.